Okay, now tell me if there's an echo. Hey, better. Is it all working? I'll just reset the music, you say. But you can hear me now, yeah? I'm not echoing. Yeah. So glad that you can hear me, I'm not echoing. Let's get this thing started. Now you can see my screen now. Move that out the way. Just get that up there. Nope. Drop the Apple Pencil. Trying to get out. Right, you can see the screen now. Hey Dawn. I hear this is much better. music a little too loud, too soon. So that one there. How's that? It should also cut out when I talk. Like get lower volume when I talk. You're saying hi Nikki, I don't see her. But hi Nikki if you're there. Oh here, are you? Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Well, from yesterday, I've actually got 2 pictures now. So I will put them on screen. So top left is Nikki's and bottom right is Bella's. They're calling it the cat in the hat. I'm looking right at her now. Yeah, you'll do one soon. Cool, done. So everyone can see these, okay? Yeah. Yeah, do it, don't do it, do it. do it, do it, do it. Right, I'm gonna start today's lesson, which, as you'll see, is slightly different to what we were doing. So there's the cat that I did in one of the weeks. I can't remember how long ago. That's the original. Or sketch anyway. There's the kittens, and here's the cat that we're doing today. As you can see, it's slightly different to what I had before. Not too sure how much of this we're gonna get through today, but I'll give it a damn good go. As long as you learn something today, that's all I care about. I have 2 really good things today that I can't wait to see. Can you see how these lines, they're not quite joined up? They're not like a complete shape, so how do you colour it? That is what I want to show you today. And then I got a new technique for eyes again, so I will show you that. I mean, this is pretty good, but wait till you see this one. I'm just gonna turn the opacity down on this cat to about 20, so we can just about see it. I don't need these other ones on right now. I'll just go into the layers and turn them off, so we can just concentrate on this cat. This is what we're doing. So cute. Good. Yeah, this one is Tilly. Now, she is a Torby. I don't know whether you know that saying, but think tabby cat, but with ginger bits. There's like all 3 in one. It's a really strange breed, but I will show you what I mean. Yeah, I love the big eyes. Yay. Yeah, Tilly is beautiful. Really, really beautiful. But shy, really shy. like still trying to get to grips with the kittens. Lucy's not so bad now, but Tilly's really like, yeah, it's like, who's this in my territory? Yeah, Lucy has a new boyfriend, Jasper. They're like curling up in the beds together. It's so lovely. But 1 minute she's like swiping at him, and the next minute she's like in bed with him, and is like, what's going on? Yeah, they are very difficult to tell. It's just like a little stripe down the back. It's a bit thicker on one, which is Dexter, and thinner on the other, which is Jasper. It's really confusing. I have to like look right at them so I can be like, oh yeah, that's Dexter. Speaking of Lucy, she's coming up now. Nope, she's walking over. Anyways, I better start this because I don't know how much I'm gonna get through. So let's start with the eye. Let's go to pen tool, and let's just put in the nodes like that. There's two things we want to do with that, which is one, select all the nodes and change it to smart, and two, go up to the stroke width and change it to 1. That's better. Now I'm just gonna adjust the nodes so it makes sense with the eye. Might have to add a few nodes. Just tidying up. Just like so. Now I'm gonna go into shapes and I'm gonna create an ellipse. Now I'm gonna do this part just in the blank over here. Now create the shape, but put in one finger on the screen keeps it a complete circle. And what I'm gonna do is just fill that one with black. Now I'm gonna go to pen tool, and just on this side here I'm gonna do this odd shape like this, like that, and then I'm gonna use the node tool and I'm gonna just adjust the sizes of the nodes just a tiny bit. Like so. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make that yellow. So I go into fill and I'm gonna make that shape like a darker yellow. I'm gonna make sure it's behind that black layer, like so. Now, pay attention to the next bit because this is really confusing. So you want to go into the move tool, which is the top arrow, and then on the little like toolbar at the bottom, there's this middle one, and it looks like crosshairs, and you got to turn that bit on. I'm just turning it on and off so you can see it. So by turning that one on, it allows you to change the what they call pivot point. So I'm going to drag that into the middle of this circle that we made, just there. Now what will happen is it will go around that as the middle, I'll show you now. So we're gonna duplicate that. Still being on move tool, but when you move this, it will be a complete circle around that circle. Oh, if I didn't move. Yeah, like this. So what I'm gonna do is put it just about there, and then I'm gonna power duplicate it. Yeah, I don't know what you call that menu, but it's like the little menu at the bottom. Yeah, I'm gonna go into power duplicate. So I'm just gonna go duplicate and move it to where I want it, which is right there. But now I'm just gonna go duplicate and duplicate and duplicate and duplicate and duplicate. Just all the way around in that circle until it comes back to the other side. Just keep power duplicating. And last one there. Now that looks really untidy in the layers panel, so I'm just going to select all the layers that we just made and group them all. Takes a little while, quite a few of them, and then just group the whole thing. So just that. I hope everyone find that okay. My explanation of that. Oh, scale with object. I always forget about that thing. Thanks, fella. So I'm gonna select all the layers that I've done so far. Go into the stroke panel, which is this one, into advanced, and put on scale with object, because that is so annoying when you come to rescale anything. Now what I'm gonna do, this black circle, I'm gonna duplicate it, and I'm gonna put it underneath the yellow layer, change it to a lighter yellow than what it is now, and then grab this corner. But again, if you press 2 fingers down, it'll actually scale to the circle, so just a little bit larger than where we've done these shapes, like so. Hope you're following along so far. Sculpt mode, yeah, is a nightmare. Sculpt mode, I hear. It works when it wants to. Affinity weirdness. Now this yellow circle we just created, I'm gonna go into the fill tool, and I'm gonna select elliptical, and I'm gonna make it dark in the middle, so like a dark yellow in the middle, and then really light on the outside, which it already is. And I'm gonna make an extra node just right here and make that the dark as well. And can you see it's like a little bit fuzzy towards the black and then light towards the outside? That is what we were going for. And then one more thing to do. So those shapes that we power duplicated all the way around, and I go into the FX panel, put on scale with object because that's a nightmare. Go into Gaussian blur, and I'm gonna make this 1. I might have to change it. Let's try 2. Yeah, 2 looks good. And then what I'm gonna do is move all of these layers, so all of them grouped into that eye, like so, and then move the whole thing into the actual eye, scaling it to fit the eye. Turn off that, because that is really annoying. Now, when cats are excited, their pupils are really big, and that is what I'm kind of going for with this. So right there. Oh, I don't know why I want to tell you this, but my cat's just peeing on the sofa. Great. Teddy girl. Teddy move. Wait. Too late. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, that is most of the eye already done. I'm just gonna go into the fill tool again on the actual eye sheet and make it elliptical. Now we're gonna make the inside like a dark grey and the outside a light white, and just adjust it until it looks right. It's about there. And that is the new technique for eyes. Yeah, Louise won't be happy when she finds it. Oh well, nothing I could do. I tried shouting her, didn't work. Yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to teach you today, was doing that. And there's some more that's still not done yet. So going back to the eye shape, and then going to pen tool, and I'm just gonna make nodes like this, a sort of diamondy shape. Then change all the nodes to smart, and I'm gonna make this white fill. Then go into FX, scale with object, Gaussian blur. Now again, I don't know the exact thing for this, so I'm gonna have to play with it. Try 2 again. Yeah, 2 is good. And then what I'm gonna do is go back into the layers panel, go into that menu and change the opacity down to about 50%, just like so. And then I'm gonna make some more shapes. So in this corner over here, I'm gonna make, I'm not too sure what you'd call that shape. Kind of like a rectangle, but angled. Going into node tool now, I'm gonna extend it because that is too small. And then it gets smaller towards the middle, bigger towards the outside. Like so. Now this has to line up with the middle of the eye. Like that. And what I'm going to do is duplicate that one and then move it to right here. You're not going to be able to see it, so that's just there again. I'm going to go into layers panel and that shape up in the corner. I'll go copy and then selecting the 2 shapes that we just made. I'm going to go to paste style, only the style, so it gives it that thing, opacity, Gaussian blur, that kind of stuff. Now we can get, because we can see it, so just selecting one and moving it, so it's kind of like, imagine these things we power duplicated all the way around, but again in white, kind of like that. And then there's one more, which is this shape up in the top right. Duplicate that, move it down into about the middle, but like scale it, shrink it. Now what we want to do is make this a yellowy colour, but a real light one, so kind of like this. And now when you zoom out, that should start looking like an actual eye, which is done a good job, I think. Selecting all those layers and grouping them, I'm going to duplicate it and move it to the other side and go into transform panel and flip it, and then just move it into play like so. Now with the flipped one, we need to grab all those like specular highlight, I don't know what you call them, all those shines, eye shines, and then go into transform and then flip those. And we're gonna have to move it slightly because it's gotta line up with the other side. Scaling it to make sure it does like that. Still a little bit more, like so, because the shines will always be the same way. I'm just reading chat 2 seconds. I'm glad that you're learning something, Bella. That's awesome. Now, can you see that these cheeks are not a connected sheet? So that is going to be the next awkward thing for us. Going into pen tool, and I make sure I'm not inside the eye but on top, and move the sketch so it's the top layer, so that when we do this bit you'll still see the sketch. Now I'm just going to put in the points as if they were connected. So there'll be one here, one there, and there. Just do this all the way around, like so. Now, I'm going to make sure all those nodes that we just made are in smart, except for the ones that are on the very cheeks. So these two nodes, I'm going to make sure. Now just tidy up the nodes so it looks like a face. Like so. Just moving around. Just moving these. Like that. Now this is where the cleverness comes in. So what we're going to do, we're going to duplicate that shape we just made, and then the bottom one we're going to make the color. So for now, I know she's all multicolored, but for now we'll just make it grey, like so. Why can't I see the sketch? Oh, it's gone above. So yeah, making sure the sketch is always the top layer. Now what I'm going to do is the duplicate of that shape that we just made. I'm going to make this the stroke, like so. Now going into node tool, what I'm going to do is make extra nodes like so, but then make this one, the one in the middle, break, and then select it again and say delete, and there we go. Now I'll just do the same again on there. So making the nose, selecting the middle one, break, select the middle one, delete, and there we are. Now there's one more up in the ear. So making the nodes, making the middle node, selecting the middle node, and then break, and then delete. There's only one more thing, which is making sure that we've selected all these. We want to go into stroke panel and change the pressure by adding a node in the middle. and then dragging the two sides down so that they're kind of pointy, the ends, which I think you can see all over, which is good. I just realised you can't see the eyes now, and I group that the outlines that we just made, and I'm gonna move these eyes to the top so that we can see them, like so. Now to finish off that stroke, I'm gonna go into the pen tool, zoom right in because you can, and I'm just gonna make two nodes here and press X. Then you can make two more nodes and go into node tool, select both lines we just made and slightly angle them like this. And then what we're going to do is just duplicate that and drag it to the other side, saving time. And put those in like so. Like that. Sorry, my voice is starting to go. I'm just gonna select all those and group them and put it with the other outlines to group that. There's a few more things that we need to do now. One is the ears. Let's do the ears. So select in pen tool. This time I'm going to go underneath the main head sheet and then put in the nodes of the ear. So I'm going into stroke pressure and reset that. Going into the node tool, select that top one and make it smart or smooth, and then just adjust the nodes like so. Now I'm going to add a couple of nodes here, because if you notice on all cats' ears, there's like a little sticky out bit that's just there. So, hey Renee, hi. Did I duplicate the face? Well, yeah, like, so the face sheet, which is this one, if you duplicate it, but then only put in the stroke, and then not the color, like not the fill. I'm trying to find it. It's because it's in these little parts. Now we split it up. So yeah, there's only a stroke, see? And that's how you can color without making a whole sheet. It's kind of like a cheat, if you like. Sorry, my voice is super. I'm gonna finish off this here, so I'm gonna duplicate that sheet that we made. Go into move tool and just pull this down slightly, like so. And go back into pen tool and make these, I don't know what you would call them, little air fluff, just put in the nodes like so and join in that shape. Going into the node tool, I'm just going to angle these so that we can see that are like hairs that are sticking out, and then make it white, the fill white. Now this ear, the outside layer, is gonna be the same grey, like that, but the inner ear is gonna be slightly different grey. So slightly darker. And then we're gonna go into FX panel. Yeah, with objects, always I try and do it every time. And then what we're gonna do is inner shadow. And just like click on the words inner shadow. Change the radius slightly. And it should just give it that little bit of 3D effect we're looking for. Oh, it doesn't help. So when I click it like that, and there we go. There will be more shade and things when I put the actual color of the cat in. Yeah, I'm glad you understand. It's very hard to explain, but that is one way of making the shape have strokes that aren't joined, but still color. Because that is a nightmare for this program. You can do it on Procreate and things, dead easy, but not in here. I'm gonna make that here all one group and then duplicate it to the other side. So I'm gonna move it across, and then I'm gonna go into transform, go into flip, and then just make it make sense for the series. So now this white bit needs to be just slightly different from the other side, otherwise it looks too the same. So go into node tool and then just changing it so it's slightly different, like that. Like that. Yep. Now this here is the other end part. So we're gonna start it above the head part, and then on the head itself, like here, and then node into the hair design, but joining it onto the actual head, like so. Going into node tool, we're gonna just angle these slightly so they look like hairs, and tidy out that node so it's inside the headline, and then make this that same grey for now, making sure it's top there. Just moving the nose so it makes more sense. So now that looks too pointy to me, so I'm gonna go back into node tool and just make everything smart. That looks a bit better. Sorry. Now I'm gonna go for a little nose. Then go to pen tool, and I'm just gonna wait. Click the X so it's completely a new layer, and starting just with this nose, just node tool in along these lines, like so. Make sure the pen pressure's right and everything's good. Now we don't want to change the bottom node, but we do want to change the top node, like so, and then just make it more nose-like, just like that. Now this particular cat has got a little pink nose, so I'm gonna make it kind of pinky, a little bit darker maybe. And also what it's got, if you go into pen tool and just make a line like there, make it inside of that shape so you only see that part of it, and go into pressure and make the end more pointy. Go into node tool and then bend it slightly, adjusting it all the way so it looks good. Like that. It's 4:36 here, just so you know. And with that done, I'm gonna make the muzzle, or cheeks, or whatever you call it. So again, you can either click out of which one you're in, or just press the X. I gotta get into the habit of just pressing the X. It's just so much easier. Now I'm gonna go the nose in, one in there, one on the bottom of the nose, and the other one on the top of the cheek or muzzle, or whatever you call it. Going into node tool and into pressure. We want the middle part of the nose to be big, but the outsides to be pointy. And then we're gonna drag it into shape. So selecting these nodes and the mate, just making sure it fits the sketch. And doing the same on the other side. Like that. Now, I gotta make sure it's right in the middle of the nose, like so. Like that. Now this mouth's gonna be interesting. So, those shapes that we just made, make that the same grey. But make sure the nose is on top of those shapes. Like that. Because when we make the mouth, we need to go into shape and just make a circle here, making sure that we reset the pressure. Now it's on top, but we want it just underneath, so let's put it up underneath that layer that we just made, like so. Can you see why it has to go grey now? Because otherwise we'd see that black circle, whereas we can't right now. So that is the actual mouth. And then if we duplicate though, and just move the circle, pressing 2 fingers on the screen, move it in slightly, and then make this like same pink, kind of like lighter, and that'll be our little sun. And going into pen tool now, I'm gonna do the M that is on the head, just like so. Going into node tool, selecting the top one, putting smart, and then angling them. And we can change the pressure as well, so putting an extra node in the middle and making the outsides pointy, like so. All like tabby type cats of a M on their head. I'm just reading in chat. Your dog's going crazy. Maya! Maya, Maya, Maya. Come here, sweetie. Making sure that side of the M is selected. And I say duplicate and go to move tool, move it across the forehead, go into transform and flip, and just put it into place like so. Then we have that M shape. Now I go back into pencil, pressing the, I always do. So pressing the X will make sure the pencil starts on a new layer. If I never do. I make these little lines on here. Now that pressure is actually how we want it. We want it thick in the middle and thin at the ends. Going into the node tool, I'm just going to bend it slightly and move it like so, which is good. And now I'm going to duplicate that and just move it up a little bit so it's got that one. Now what I'm going to do is select both layers, duplicate them, and do the usual move across, transform, flip, and make sure they fit this side. Might have to shrink it a little to make it fit this side. Like that. Sorry, my voice is really going. She heard me, yeah. Now I'm gonna go into the body. So selecting all those layers we just made and putting it so as it, oh, not that one. All these, sorry, my voice is really good. Selecting all these other layers, putting them into one group. So that's the head. And now I'm gonna try and do the body. So selecting the pen tool. I'm just gonna make pen tool like just chucking in the nodes, and then make sure the pressure's reset. Now going into node tool, select the whole thing, make it smart, and now we have to adjust the nodes so it fits better. Yeah, so like so. Adjusting these. A bit like that. Yeah, that's good. Kind of like a bean, but not. Like so. Okay, bye Renee. See you later. I'm gonna make this body shape the same grey as the head, and make sure it's underneath the head. So now I'm gonna make this little fluffy front bit. So into pen tool, and then what I'm gonna do is just put the nodes in like so. I go into the nodes and then just make them make sense with the gap, like so. Like that. And make that the same grey, like so. Which part were you curious about, Nikki? I'll try and redo it. all about learning. Doesn't matter if you finished it today, as long as we've learned something. That is what it's all about. So name the part and I'll read selecting the main body. I'm just going to carry on 2 seconds. So go into the pen tool and I'm going to make this little shoulder blade. So going into node tool, making this mark, do that, making it same gray as everything else, and making it the pressure. We're gonna add that node in the middle and make it sharp it basically. So I'm not sure if my chat is frozen or yeah, I'm quite glad to be streaming today because it was in my 9 yesterday not being able to. Oh hey John. Oh yeah. I'm trying to be as good as you. not anything like you. What I'm gonna do is go to pen tool again and then just do this leg now. So just put in the notes like so. No, not. I'm gonna go undo and press the X. Now I'm gonna go to the nodes. Now these two, I'm just gonna go so you can't see it. Like that. And then go to node tool, select all the top ones. Actually, just select all of them and turn it into smart. I'm gonna bend it slightly, put in extra nodes here and there, just to make it make sense with the cat, like so. Like that. Make it line up with the shoulder blade. Just changing some of these nodes a bit. Now this one, as you can see, it's got these lines again. So what we're gonna do is copy this one, like duplicate it, and then make the bottom one the same color as everything else, but get rid of the streak. Go to the top layer and go into node tool. Now we're gonna put a node each side and select a node in the middle. Select that one, break it and delete it, and that is how we get that gap. Now I'm gonna go to the pen tool, make sure we're not on any particular layers like as we've done in the past, and then just draw these, make sure we're on black, and go to node tool and just bend it slightly, duplicate that, go into move tool and bring it down slightly, and there we go, just like that. Now we're going to do these twos. Just read in chat 2 seconds. Yeah, it's an unusual day for me to stream. Him, Sir John. I'm just gonna do these two, so I'm gonna go to pen tool and then zoom into my sketch and put in these nodes like so. Now going into the pen pressure, I'm gonna reset the pressure and select the node tool, select all the nodes we just made and make them smart or smooth, and just adjust these nodes so that it makes sense with the toes, like so, like that. And what I'm going to do, making sure it's on the top of the leg, I'm going to go to the fill and make it the same as the rest of the car. And go to pen tool and just do basically the same. So I'm just going to make this so now, like so. Go into the node tool, select them all, hit smart, make sure this one's underneath the other two so you can't see it. Then adjust the nodes so it looks more like a cat foot, like this, and make it that same grey as the other layers. Just adjusting the nodes. That one looks a bit sharp, so changing that, like so. And then just basically do exactly the same over and over. So pen tool. I'm just going to make the other two, like so. Make sure that one's underneath the two we just made. Go into node tool, select them all, make it smart or smooth, and then make it make sense with the shape. Change the nodes as a preview, like so. Making it the same grey as the other two. Gonna make that one slightly smaller than it is. I'm gonna look. Okay. Tell you what I could have been doing. That is just duplicate the layer that we're on, and then move it to the next position, making sure it's underneath. And that would have been a lot easier. Just making sure it's the right size now for a cat foot. Getting it and things. Okay. That's looking pretty good now. And now we're going to do the same with the back leg. So into pen tool. And then into this leg. So just like so. Putting the nodes all around. Going into node tool. Select all the nodes. Make them smart or smooth. This one's got those lines as well, as you can see. Just making sure it lines up with the sketch. And this has got to be more rounded, like so. Now, I'm going to duplicate that and make the bottom one the same colour as the rest of the body, but make the top layer the stroke only, so, as you can see. And go into nodes and put a node each side of that two lines. I don't know what you would call it. and then put one in the middle. Make sure it's selected. Hit break. Select it again. Hit delete. It looks like it stayed there, but it's not. It was a layer underneath this one. I think. And now I'm confused. Okay. Just trying to work this out. These things. Yeah, I didn't think the one underneath the streak turned off. So there we go. I'm making sure we're on that layer. I go into pen tool and just make these two lines. They're kind of like fluffs or something. Make sure we're on black. Make sure the pressure is so that it's like sharp on both ends. And then go into node tool and bend it slightly. Duplicate it. Go into move tool and just make it short underneath the other one. Now making these toes. I'm just thinking, can I cut this now on a slightly different angle? Down. So going into pen tool and then making this toe like so with the nodes, and then make sure the pressure is reset. Selecting them all the nodes, go to smart and make this the toe shape. But as you can see from the other one, it's on a slightly different angle to the other one. So we need to make sure it follows more this way, making that toe the same color as the rest when I'm on the fill, like so. I'm gonna try now just duplicating that one and moving it to the one so it's underneath. Might have to still adjust it by nodes slightly, like so. That looks good. Now I'm gonna duplicate it again. Make sure it's always the bottom of those two layers. Select move and just move it slightly out and adjust it as appropriate. I find it easier sometimes to zoom out. Like I've just noticed that this middle one needs slightly angling down, like so. Now with the one that we just made selected, duplicate that, go into move tool, make sure it's the bottom of the toes, like so, and then adjust the nodes like this. Like so. Yeah, but I think that's it. So that is two of the toes done of the four. What I'm going to do is just tidy these layers up. So I'm going to select all the leg that we just did, if it'll let me. So annoying. Like these layers I'm going to make into a group, and then what is that? That's odd. I think that is part of that leg. I'm gonna join that. This front foot I'm gonna join all these layers together. And do I put the shoulder? No, I'm just gonna leave it. So that is what we got so far. Now the other legs. So making sure we're underneath the body. I go to the pen tool. Just reading Chapman. Oh, scale with object. I always forget. So selecting all the layers so far. Go into the stroke advanced and then turn on scale with object. Might have to do that for like individual layers, like these ones. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Going back into that stroke panel now. Yeah, it's already done it, so that's good. Now what I'm going to do is go underneath the body, go to pen tool. And I'm just going to use the pen tool to put in this leg. Just like that. Selecting the node tool, select all the nodes and put smart. And just adjusting the nodes so it makes sense with this stuff. Just like so. Now if you've noticed, this foot also has these lines, so we'll have to do the same trick. So I'm going to duplicate that, and this time I'm going to make sure I turn off the stroke on that layer, go to the top layer now and make sure you're on nodes, put in 2 nodes above and below, and then go to the middle, select the middle, break, and select the middle and delete. There we go. What should have happened last time? What I like doing is you put an extra node on the pressure and then make them thinner on each side, like so. And then it's just the case of doing the exact same. So I'm just gonna make 2 nodes here and here. Make it black. Go into nodes. Bend it slightly. Duplicate it. Go to move tool. Put it just down slightly so you get these 2. And there we go. We're gonna make sure those layers are grouped a minute, so it's less confusing for next time. Now I'm gonna start making those toes. So pen tool, and then just draw the toes. So select all the nodes. You're just smart, making sure we've changed that pressure, like we set it. Adjusting the nodes makes sense for this too. Now on the fill, I'm gonna go with the same grey as the body. I go to pen tool and then put in the other 2, like so. Go to node tool, select all the nodes. Go into smart. And just adjust these nodes so it makes sense. Make sure as well it's the bottom of those toes, like so. Make it the same grey as everything else. might have to adjust it again when I put the next one in. So duplicate that one. Make sure it's the bottom of the toes. And then just move it into position with the other two, like so. That's actually not looking too bad. What I'm going to do is duplicate it again and make sure it's underneath all the other toes. Now this one, we are going to have to adjust. Can we scale it? I'll try scaling it. But now I think we're going to have to change the notes. So it's like this. Yep, that's it. So now we add all these together in a group. And make sure we put scale with object because that is so annoying. Just making sure the inner layers are all scale with object, which they are. Which they are. I'm just checking. Now going on to this front foot. So, or do you want to stop it there? I just realised what the time was. So we've learnt two things. The eyes and the making the colour work, even though the lines don't make like a connection. My voice is actually going as well, so yeah, I think what we'll do is stop it there for next week and carry it on next week. Just going into move tool, select another layer so we can see our cat. Just gonna turn off the cat 2 seconds and put on our marvelous sketches from the people in the group. So Nikki's the top left and Bella's the bottom right. They are stunning, I can't believe. So pleased with it, you won't believe. Now I know you must feel, Jonathan, if you're still here. It's very satisfying. Just turn off those layers so I can make it slightly bigger. And there we go. So hopefully another great week. Glad I got to stream even though it was a day late. And I will catch you on the next one. Thanks very much for coming.